It's good to see everyone, and I'm so grateful for the time. Our wonderful speaker pointed out that we don't have a big crowd today, but that's okay. Let me tell you why it's okay. Because we've all been to meetings where there's so many people you can't even get a seat. You got to stand on the wall, right? It's just crowded, super crowded. And these meetings are exciting, but you can't ask a question. You can't even hardly hear the person next to you. Am I right? So sometimes the small meeting is the best meeting, because then you can listen, you can talk, you can share. And the things that I want to talk with you about today are of an important nature, such that I really need you to hear what I'm trying to share with you, and I want to be able to answer any questions you might have of me. So as you know, I'm your Attorney General. What that means is that I'm the Chief Law Officer of the state of Minnesota. I'm not the top cop. I'm not the top cop, but when it comes to the legal policies of our state, I'm the last word on that. Not the governor, not the Secretary of State. I wanted to talk to you on this important occasion because I really need your help, and I want you to have some information. Now, the Hmong community has been in Minnesota for a long time. There are many people who were born here. Actually, there is a generation of Hmong Americans whose grandparents were born here, right? 50, 60 years, that's a long time. As a matter of fact, I've had people in the Hmong community tell me that one problem is to make sure that the youngest people make sure they can speak the language. One problem is making sure that the youngest people understand the culture. Now that means that they're getting deeper and deeper into the American culture. And we have so many Hmong politicians elected, I've lost count. Maybe you know the number, I don't even know the number anymore. I know we have generations, many times. We all remember Senator Mimua, we remember Representative Saitao, but they were in office a long time ago. And now we have a whole new generation, including Kajupali Lee, who used to work in my office when I was in Congress, and now she's an elected representative herself. This is something that every Hmong person should feel proud of. That's right. That's right. And these Hmong elected representatives, they are elected not only by Hmong people. They're elected by white people, black people, Latino people, Native American people, because everyone agrees that that Hmong person is the best to lead our neighborhood, to lead our community. They're the best one to listen to our problems and to help solve those problems. And I can tell you that I have many great relationships that I absolutely rely on every day, and these relationships are from the Hmong community. I can't do much without Senator Fong Her. I can't do much without Kaylee Her. I rely on these elected representatives every day as trusted friends who always have a heart for the entire community, but they never forget that they're from the Hmong community. Very important. Now, many of you, even if you've been here for 2-3 generations, you've talked to your grandparents, you talked to the older generation, and you know that many of the Hmong community, one reason that they came to the United States is because they believe that in the United States you can have freedom, you can have justice, your vote will count for something, people will not hold it against you if you are not a white American speaking English, and that you can expect to not be a victim of discrimination, and that you can be treated like anyone else. Now, this is our hope. It doesn't always happen, but we know that when it does not happen, we can take them to court. So we know there's a system of law, system of justice, and this is something that we all lift up. And yet, friends, I say this that ever since January 20th of this year, as your Attorney General, I've been fighting to protect the rule of law. The law is not what one person says it is. It's what our Congress and our legislature, they're the ones who write the law. And then the governor or the president, they carry out the law. And then if there's a dispute, the court system just says, well, here's what the law is going to be. And so you have a system of what they call checks and balances, because we don't trust any one person to have all of the power. So what do? We spread the power around. Well, what's happened since January 20th, friends, is that the president has tried to say that all the power is with him. And I'm not asking you to be against Trump. You be for him or against him, that's your business. But I hope that you are for the rule of law and join me in standing up for the rule of law. It's not only what Trump does, it is the way that he does it. So let's just say, so one of the things that Trump has said is he wants to get rid of birthright citizenship. You know what I'm talking about? The simple law that says if you're born in the U.S., you are a U.S. citizen. If you're born here, you're a U.S. citizen. Maybe your mom is not, maybe your dad is not, but the child born here is a U.S. citizen when they're born. He's trying to say, no more of that. This is wrong. This is absolutely wrong. Why is it wrong? Because in 1868, long time ago, this country passed a constitutional amendment to say birthright citizenship was the law. And if you want to change it, you got to go through the normal process of changing the Constitution. You got to go to pass this through 2/3 of the House, 2/3 of the Senate, and then it goes to the states, and the states have to pass it. That's how you pass a constitutional amendment. It's very difficult, but it's good that it's difficult because you don't want to change the Constitution on a whim. He thinks he can change the Constitution with him writing a piece of paper and say, I said so. This is wrong, friends. It's not just what he's doing is wrong, the way he's doing it is wrong. It's not only unconstitutional, he's doing it in an unconstitutional manner. He wants to abolish the Department of Education in Washington. Abolish, get rid of it. No more Department of Education, everything is just to the state. Well, you may think that's a good idea, or you may think this is a bad idea. But he cannot do it all on his own. It's got to be passed through the Congress and introduce a bill to abolish the Department of Education in the House, in the Senate, debate it, goes to the president signs it, that's the law. But he has not done that. He just sends out a piece of paper called an executive order and says, oh, now it's abolished. This is wrong. This is what a king does. America does not want no king. We want democracy. We don't want no king. We all want to say so in our own lives. I've been to a country called Saudi Arabia maybe 10 times. They have a king. The king says yes, the king says it, you got to do it. Everybody has to do it. If you're family member with the king, then you're going to make a lot of money. If you're not close to the king, then you're going to be in trouble. So everybody's just trying to be friends with the king, being near the king. Yes, Mr. King, and they praise the king all the time. Oh, king, you're so handsome. Oh, king, you're so funny. Oh, king, you're so smart. Oh, king, you're so great. And they're always praising the king because they want the king to like them. But in America, we don't do that. We criticize the president. If he's doing right, then we say he's doing right. If he's doing wrong, then we say he's doing wrong. This is our First Amendment right, freedom of expression. And these rights are important, friends, because these rights are the only thing that protects our society. Speaking up, writing in the newspaper what your opinion is. I'm telling you right now, in America today, we have the right to criticize the president or to praise the president based on what the president is doing, good job or bad job. But in a kingdom, if you criticize the president, you might get put in a jail cell. Right now, we've got to stand up for the rule of law. We've got to stand up for democracy. We've got to stand up for our core basic rights, and we need everybody's help to do it. I'm telling you. Now, this issue of immigration. Many of you who are watching Trump and the immigration issues, you might think, well, that's mostly pointed at the people who speak Spanish. But it's not. It's pointed at everybody. It's pointed at us all. It's even pointed at U.S. citizens. I'm telling you now, there are many babies born in America, citizens of the United States, who've been deported with their presidents already. You all may have been watching this case of this man by the name of Kilmar Abrigo Garcia. Who knows about his case? Now, the court said, you may deport people, but you can't do it illegally. He's got to have a right to his opinion. He's got to say his point of view. This is called due process. Say it with me, please. Due process. It's called due process. Trump says, no due process. We already know he's bad. He doesn't need no due process. That's un-American, friends. That's un-American. And now the court has said, bring the man back. He has a right to due process. Trump says no. He's defying, he's disobeying the court, and the court has the right to say what the law is. So I'm not here to get you to be angry at the president. You feel however you want about the president. I'm asking you to be concerned about this violation of the rule of law. Because the Hmong soldiers who fought in the secret war on behalf of the United States were fighting for an idea of freedom, idea of justice, idea of rule of law. They were fighting for an idea to be respected as a man, as a woman, which means you have a voice in your own affairs. They fought for an idea. They fought for a principle. And this principle is being challenged today. So I say this to you in all seriousness, that we need to protect this Constitution. We need to protect the rule of law. We need to protect due process. And we need to protect these ideas. Now, I'm going to wrap up my comments to you right now. And I want you to know that as your Attorney General, the state of Minnesota has the right to stand up for the people of Minnesota. So I've been in court. You all may read about the Attorney General suing the president. Yes, I have sued the president like 20 times. But I don't want to sue the president. The president makes me sue him by violating our law, by violating the law. I don't want to sue the president. I wish he would stop violating the law. I want him to stop violating the law. But I cannot stop suing him because he won't stop violating the law. So I want you to know, if you think to yourself, what is Keith doing? What's Keith up to? What's he doing that for? I want you to know why. Birthright citizenship is in the Constitution. He says it's not. I say yes it is, and we're fighting for that. Money that the Congress has distributed to the American people, Meals on Wheels, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, the Congress has already said that the American people get this money. He cannot say all on his own, you know they cannot have it. That's against the law. He cannot shut down the Department of Education. He cannot shut down the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. He cannot shut down the National Labor Relations Board. He doesn't have the power to do it. And as long as there's breath in my body, I'm going to stop him from doing it. And so I'm just telling you this because I want you to know, because the Hmong community is very important to me. I care about the Hmong community. If the Hmong community have a problem, Brother Keith has a problem too. We're going to stand together. But I want you to know what I'm doing, and I want you to know why I'm doing it. Now, if you or anyone you know runs into a problem with regard to the federal government cutting off benefits, shutting down a program, doing something that harms you, I need you to call me. Can I give you a telephone number?
Yes.
I'm going to give you a number. You can either write it down or put it on your phone or something, but if there's a problem, I need you to be able to say, hey, there's a problem. Okay? The number is 651-296-3353. I'm going to say it again. 651-296-3353. And I just want to tell you, if you all will remember when the pandemic started a few years ago, and there were a lot of, and the Hmong community was just trying to have funerals to honor loved ones, but what the government said, well, you have to do social distancing. Who remembers that? I remember it. I got on the radio with you, we got together, we worked on it, and we did the best we could to make sure that the loved ones were buried with dignity and respect. You know, some of you all remember that we lost Brother Toujours when he was in Colombia. Some of y'all remember that. My family, my wife's from Colombia, she went down to help the family of Toujours to help with the proper burial. We hire people in the Hmong community. We rely on the Hmong community. We rely on you. We got to have a tight partnership. And I want you to know that if the federal agent comes knocking on your door, I need you to call your lawyer. I need you to call me. So with that, I'm going to stop my comments. Does everybody have the number?
Yes.
And share the number. If somebody doesn't have it, say, call Brother Keith, all right? I'm not here to tell you I can solve every problem. I cannot. I'm just a man. But together we can solve the problem. Together we can do it. Right?
Yes.
All right. That's all I got. Thank you very much.